Hello everyone, it is I, Multi126789, and welcome back to the legendary game Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Nintendo Switch. Last time, we actually finished up doing questing. Hooray! We're actually going to continue with the story. Even though right now I'm going to do a quest, but don't mind that. I'm going to do this, and it's a really quick one, too. And it's not even going to be done until after we finish the story segment. So, do not worry. It looks like that we're going to be doing more quests, but I swear to you that we're not going to do that. We're actually going to continue with story. So please, don't get mad. Do not riot. And please don't tell my mom. But anyways, we got that quest for later. So, yes, now let us continue with the story, because last time we left off in the story, we met with the Praetor, and everything was going on really well. You know, your girl, Mithra, was talking with him, and apparently he's like 500 plus years old. Apparently. Which, he's Indolian, and I don't know what that means, but if Indolians are like the equivalent, the human equivalent of Blades, where they get to live for a very long time, then dang. Like, gosh dang. Like, dude's literally been living this long. Which is interesting, to say the least, because, you know, I don't even think if you're an Indolian, you get to live that long. But we only met once, so who knows. But anyways, let us continue into the next story event. I said let's continue into the next story event. Thank you.
Still intact after all these centuries. Amazing. Pinnacle of flesh-eater technology. Tenacious creatures, humans.
I'm so sorry to do this to you.
I see. Very well. It appears Senator Roderick paid a visit to the Praetorium last night, off the record. Did you know that?
No. I haven't heard anything from His Majesty. Why now, I wonder? I can't imagine he was just paying his respects.
Do you think it's something to do with the excavation? Temperantia?
The issue His Majesty mentioned. If that is the case, he must be making covert deals with the Praetorium. Curse that man!
Apologies every request. Please.
There is a zone between Morardain and Uriah, temporary between the two nations. Morardain are in possession of their iron garrisons are at their...
Saying we were waiting for a chance to strike. Never go to...
Must invest.
Right. Praetor, I beg your leave. We need to find out what's going...
I ask you to investigation?
And needn't worry.
Who's responsible for this? Since us
Done.
especially you doing here?
Started it. Violated His Majesty's will.
Urgent lack
Baptism is ching. But that doesn't explain why you're in war with her.
me. Not give that up. Even declaring war with Majesty's
Mora!
Who are these?
This driver of the Aegis. The same respect.
Just him? But this boy?
No.
It's to repair a water tower?
They are.
Tell me, what's going on?
Escalates into war.
The timing is all wrong. We
Sooner or later. Make...
that co-
Lion War.
Who gains... You don't mean...
Jin. After all?
I wish I could...
You
But, right.
Morag.
No matter.
Not if it's really a coincidence, like Tora said. Really involved. Do.
But-
Think of it as sensation for...
Very well. Can I ask you to help me again?
We're on the case.
Yes, of course.
I'll accompany you. What's happening in Temper... It's being led by a weaponized Titan, correct? My power doesn't only affect blades. It also works against Titans. I am certain I can be of Besides? I have the strangest feeling that I'm somehow meant to be there.
Thorn. You.
Hey! I'm back now! Nice done!
We're here!
Let's get going!
Alright, so, after all that exposition, I'm back. I'm sorry if you were expecting me to chime in sooner, but now we gotta go and help them out with that whole issue of, Jin now using an Omega weapon for whatever reason they have. Were they gonna use that in the war? I would have to assume so, but...
Hey, remind me again why we're bringing this spanner.
Because this sounds like fun.
We're not on holiday here.
I've heard a lot about these Torna people.
They're the ones collecting core crystals, yeah?
And besides, I can't pretend this doesn't concern us too. Not when they're themselves Torna.
Shalad?
And we finally get our boy Zeke in the party. I am sorry that the game spoiled it. I spoiled it. But this is going to be the character that we're going to use primarily through most of the late game anyways. Until they tell me I can't. That's just going to be a thing. Don't worry. It's just going to be a thing. So Zeke is the most strongest character in the game. His base strength is almost at 300. And basically, he can play a tank role if you give him tanky blades, because his dexterity is not half bad. And also, he has very high ether for being a healer too. But primarily, all of his attacks are going to be hitting. And I mean that. Like, he's going to be hitting people for a lot of damage. And I don't mean flex tape damage. I'm talking about trying to shoot a pellet.
This is my
trying to shoot a gun bullet through 1,000 sheets of paper.
Is throbbing.
Type of strong. Like, his actual base strength and the stuff that you can unlock for him really early on just makes him a very, very strong driver. Though, again, a lot of the complaints about Zeke is that his attacks take too long to come out. Which, for Pandoria, that is correct. That is very correct. But, for some of the blades that for him, he can actually have a few faster moves. So, that's not going to be too much of an issue. Especially later on, once we catch up to where I actually am with recording. Because I really go full on out and try to use Zeke. Because in my first playthrough, I was like, cool, Zeke is here. But it's like, why would I use Zeke when I would use Rex, who has more utility and basically is the better all-around attack type? But here's the thing. If you wanted somebody who just out of the gate does a lot more damage and can play a tank role really efficiently without having to sacrifice too much out of the way of other things, Zeke's your dude. And also Pandoria comes with 3 slots, other than all of the other, rare blades that you get. Well, other than Tora, because Poppy and Poppy QT. So, but she comes with 3 slots out of the gate to make herself even more powerful. And again, a lot of her stuff is like art boost, recharge boost because of how slow it does take to build up arts because of attack animations. And basically, all around, Zeke can be very devastating to use as a crit healer as well. Especially once you get some really good defense or offense blades that have reach boost and crit up. Like, then he's a problem. Because even though his luck stat isn't the biggest, you can kind of modify him to have a bigger luck stat anyways, so that'll be something we definitely will be doing later on. As you can see, we have Proxus and Ves's core not unlocked yet because we haven't been walking around in the field and advanced the game enough so we can unlock them yet. It usually takes about 30 minutes in-game to be able to do that, and that's actually not being in cutscenes, so unfortunately for your boy, we're gonna give him one of those rare blades later, Proxus. But we gotta wait until she's able to be resonated with. And I, on accident, got a rare blade, which later I'll show off the video for that because I didn't think I was gonna get a rare blade while I was pulling for blades for him. So I'm kind of like, well, I can't show that off.
Let's prove.
Like, I mean, I could have stopped the video and then showed off the cutscene, but it would have been jarring. And also, I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I was just thinking, I got Thunderbolt Zeke in the party, and I have, like, 3 blades that are actually fairly good for him. Considering he can play pretty much he can play each one of those roles that I just got for him, he pretty much plays very efficiently. Even though he does have the higher level than everybody, he still can get torn up because I forget to equip him with stronger abilities. Because I'm not that smart, and I was like, oh yeah, I got 2 new blades, I should probably equip them with, right? But I didn't think about that until later, and you'll see that when that happens. Anyways, I decided to skip all the rest of that junk because you guys won't be interested until later about the seeks I have for him. So for now, let us continue on with the story.
Lady Morag, greetings. I have news from the front. Our Titan weapon has crossed the central border. It's advancing at about 40 Titan pets per hour.
I want to get in front of it. It's placed to dock.
There's a bay fairly close by. If you dare, you should be able to get to the cliffs above it.
Understood. Go.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to Temperantia, which basically looks like a dead Titan, because it probably is. But somehow it's still staying a surface upon the world for some reason. And also it's a place where, I guess, while the war is heating up, is also splitting to the land, so they just don't go into war right away, I suppose. But yeah, we're gonna show off a little bit of Zeke before we get to the boss, so I hope you guys don't mind that. But that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, it's Ouija time.
Onwards.
Also, it's because I also want to be able to get some materials so we can continue making money, and a lot of it, and also so I can increase some of my ox chips that I'm gonna need for later in the game for some of my blades, because again, being able to deck up blades is very cool.
Won't be that easy. You have my thanks.
So if you guys want my opinion on what classes that Zeke should have for his setup, since Pandoria can launch, it would be great for you to have the other corresponding ones to set yourself up for a complete blade combo with either fighting with Morag or Nia. So basically, he would be able to do, with Axe, he would be able to topple, with, again, Pandoria always be able to launch, and with blade like Proxus, who uses spears, he will be able to smash, and you can get a full blade combo with him. Just like how Rex can get a full blade combo with using Mithra or Pyra to topple, then you can follow up. I don't think he can launch, but he can smash with your boy Rock. But I don't think he can launch people. No, he doesn't have a launch skill. So basically, where Rex can't launch, Zeke can make up for that. Even though when he does it, it is a little bit slower due to the fact that, you know, his animations do take a little bit longer. But his actual launch one is a lot faster than his smash. So if you have any other character like Morag or Rex in your team, and they have, like, for Rex it'd be the dual scythes, and for Morag it would be like any person who uses a katana weapon, they can smash for you instead. So that could actually leave your spot open for a different weapon type. But again, I think for Zeke, at least when you first get him, having like a healer like Dahlia with the Blitzball is really good, because for some of the skills with Blitzball with the boy, hit on a contact, depending on how much damage you do, it heals the whole party. A lot of the blades that he gets, healer blades he gets, has multiple healing effects. Like, depending on what level of special it is, it will heal either one or the whole party when attacking. So that's also good. Let's see.
Sure.
Also, if you wanted him to just fill out a tank role while still being able to set up for blade combos, then I would say have axe and a katana, because that is actually a very strong setup, I feel like, because from where I am in the game and my setup for Zeke, that is a very advantageous way to have Zeke. Especially later when I show you his setup where he has crit heal, and with his axe where he has a recharge boost skill. So not only do you can have the potential to recharge your art that is very quick to spam, and he can heal himself, but he also can just continue to be able to be a great tank by being able to do that. Even though, unlike Morag, who can very much dodge all the attacks, he can just pretty much brute force his way through most of the attacks with his defense. And overwhelming amount of healing. I'm actually surprised Zeke is not a faster character than Morag, considering that his element is lightning. And, you know, that usually goes in tandem with how fast the character is if they use like a certain element, but hey, what do I know, right? Xenoblade is a different beast than, what was I gonna say? It's a different beast than, most other RPGs where it follows that logic, I guess. Also, the moves that I like for Zeke are the longest ones, only because I just like his ultimate Fury slash Max because knockdown to certain opponents, and the dynamic Spark Sword also knocks down people, and being able to launch them with I forget what the other move is. I forget what the other move is. I don't remember what it was called. Show it to me, please. Show it to me. I'm gonna fight another opponent. I know I am, so please show me it, because I feel bad that I don't remember just launching one. Come on. Fight another enemy, please. Thank you. Oh, I don't have the right equip, but that's okay. That's okay. All I'm saying is that Pandoria has some uses where it comes to like, hey, I can just do a lot of DPS for you if you equip me, but if you want to just go on the defensive, then just use your defensive blades so you can just continue to do that. Stratospheric Thunder. I forgot. But again, that's what I like. Zeke's names or his attacks are what I really like about Zeke. Like, they're pulverizing punks, man. Just think about that, man. You know, I'm using a Blitzball. I can look cool doing it, so let's just do a pulverizing dunk, shall we? Pulverizing a dunk? But anyways, now speaking back on what you could do with Zeke. I wouldn't really go with doing for healing, even though they are the better of the healing classes. Because for Zeke, he doesn't have very many benefits other than certain enemy types. He can get more damage multipliers on. But considering that damage multipliers a little bit less when you can't consistently do a lot of damage and it only will focus on healing, it's not as good. Let's see, what other classes that I've actually
Overload Thunderbeam! Would it be okay if I show off a little?
Again, Mega Lances are fine. I'm trying to remember some of the other attack types, and it's not coming to me. Like, I don't know why it's not coming to me what the other attack types are. Ether Cannon is fine for him as well. I personally would prefer not to, even though he gets the ability to break. I think because of using a Ether Cannon class, but like, I don't feel like it's super necessary to have an Ethernet. Did I just say Ethernet? Help me. I didn't mean Ethernet, I meant Ether Cannon, because you'll also have like Nia or Morag in your party, usually playing either as a tank or support role. So somebody's always going to be there to break anyways, so I don't feel it's necessary for you to have a break skill. Especially since, you know, it'd be more beneficial for you to be able to topple and launch, and be able to smash by yourself if you need to. Or, you know, still have the ability to topple and then play another role that your team may need. Especially since we got like the Katana, which is really, really good for your boy, because he gets a lot of critical damage by getting aggro, and he can continually take a lot of damage and evade a lot more attacks by doing that.
Shiva! In the goal! Shell shot!
And again, I already said how good Axes is because it gives him topple, gives him a recharge boost skill, and then also Mountain Crusher skill also does more damage if he topples an enemy. Which again, when you get him, you could potentially do up to like 15,000 damage with doing a topple into that move.
How awful.
They didn't stand a chance.
Look! Over there!
Watch out! Here it comes!
Everyone, okay?
Just about, I think.
We have to stop it.
How do we do that?
On its back, there's an Ardanium drive mechanism. If we can somehow sever the cables connecting it to each leg, its energy supply will be cut off. It'll stop.
Lady Mithra, I presume you'll be able to destroy them.
Good plan.
Sure, that sounds like a feasible measure. That is, if we don't mind reducing the whole area to ashes.
What do you mean?
Read instruction manuals. It's my job. The weapon is powered by vaporized Titan bodily fluids. The gas it makes is completely unstable. Shock, and we have a giant explosion on our hands. There was an accident here just 3 months ago because we didn't see how unstable it was.
If we just attacked without that...
Oh, damn it!
Why make a weapon that dangerous?
As long as we got the weapon inside enemy lines. Destroying the weapon would destroy them too. That was the justification given.
That's so cold, it's almost...
It's exactly why the Emperor called a halt to the excavation.
Can we get other people on board?
The control center is protected by 10 layers of armor. The chances of it or destroyed are low. But that armor is limited. It doesn't entirely cover the energy cables.
So, it's them or them.
How we get up on Titan's back?
Up ahead. There's a spot where the cliff juts out. If we can get up there, we'll be able to its back.
That timing's off. We go head first down to the bottom of the cliff.
And we'd have to make it across, avoiding its attacks.
I'll take care of it.
Fan?
I mean, I'll stop the Titan moving. Stopped. You all jump onto...
Fan, you... All right then. But you better be careful.
Don't worry. I will.
Let's go.